I remember the exact moment the unease began, sharp, sudden, like ice sliding down my spine. It was at the annual company dinner, the one we both insisted on attending together. She sat across from me, wine glass in hand, laughing with colleagues I didn't know, and then, without warning, she smirked. "My ex will always be part of my life," she said casual, like I was expected to laugh along. I stayed silent, frozen, tasting the words before they could even register properly. My heart felt strangely hollow, as if the room had somehow gotten larger, and I had shrunk inside it. I tried to shake it off, blaming the wine, the awkwardness of the event, my own paranoia. She always had a way of twisting moments, of brushing off my concerns with a smile. But that night, her laughter fell hollow, and her words echoed far too long. On the drive home, the rearview mirror felt like a trap. I wanted to ask her, demand she explain, but I didn't. Instead, I clutched the steering wheel, pretending everything was fine, while a small, insistent part of me began whispering that it wasn't. It started subtly, as these things do. Missed calls I could ignore, messages that disappeared when I walked into the room, late nights that seemed harmless until the pattern repeated. She was always busy, always tired, always reassuring me it was nothing, just work, just friends. And every time I told myself I was imagining it, that maybe I was being insecure, that love meant trust. But the seed of doubt had been planted. The first real sign hit me on a Thursday morning. I'd walked into the kitchen to grab coffee and noticed her phone on the counter, buzzing softly. A name flashed across the screen. A name I didn't know, but the tone in the message made my stomach knot. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Everything's perfect." My hands froze, coffee dripping onto the tile. I wanted to ignore it, tell myself it was innocent, but the knot in my chest tightened. My world narrowed to that single line. I began noticing the small things, how she laughed differently when her phone buzzed, the way she hid the screen when I approached. Even her scent felt different, mingling with perfume I didn't recognize. I questioned myself first, of course. Was I overreacting? Was I letting paranoia ruin us? But my instincts screamed otherwise. I replayed the company dinner over and over in my mind, her smirk, her words. Every memory became tinted with suspicion. The truth came slowly, cruelly, like water carving stone. One night, she left her laptop open. I shouldn't have looked, and I hated myself the second I did. But there it was, messages clear as day, between her and a man she had once called her ex-casual, intimate. Confessions hidden in plain sight. She hadn't just left the past behind. She was living it alongside me. My chest tightened, my mind fractured. I remembered her words at the dinner, the smirk that had now become a punchline to my life. I confronted her the next morning. She didn't deny it, not entirely. There was guilt in her eyes, yes, but also a strange sense of justification, a fragile attempt to rationalize betrayal as something I should understand. "I never wanted to hurt you," she said, voice trembling. "But he's always been there. I can't erase that part of my life." And suddenly, the person I loved, the woman I trusted, became a stranger speaking a language I didn't recognize. The days that followed were heavy. Every touch, every word, every memory replayed itself with new venom. The dinners, the laughs, the soft kisses, they felt tainted, almost mocking. I mourned not just a relationship, but the version of her I had loved, the trust one had given freely. I thought of all the times I had laughed, believed in a shared future, and now those memories felt like carefully constructed lies. But amidst the heartbreak, clarity emerged. I realized my worth wasn't tied to her betrayal. I realized love couldn't exist in the shadow of deceit, and that holding on would only hurt me further. So I chose myself. I left the apartment we shared, the life we built together, walking away from someone I had once called home. The final goodbye was quiet. No yelling, no dramatic scene, just a soft, trembling hug, a whispered, "I hope you find happiness," and a turning away. My chest ached, but there was also a strange relief. I had reclaimed the part of myself she had tried to diminish, and though the pain lingered, it no longer controlled me. I still remember the smirk at the company dinner, the words that nearly broke me, But I also remember the silence that followed, the decision to honor myself, and the slow, steady rebuilding of a life that was mine alone. In the end, betrayal hurt, but also reminded me that I was stronger than I ever believed, capable of leaving the shadows and finding light again.